It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told. As he's taken down back shy of the 20. First down, Prescott. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offensive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Third and long for Prescott. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Down, on the base. Check, 53 is mine. Hey, what? Rotate, down.
From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. Down the numbers. There he goes. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now a man open down the middle of the field and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. 6-0 our score after 1.
Let's go. Let's do it. Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's got this down to the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
They should have put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Jackson will throw again. It's complete to Snead. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw again is Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a defensive...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Robert Quinn. There to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. And what is going on here? I've got 3rd down. Screen shows 3rd down, but they've got the punt team out there. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. This is taken at the 10. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. To throw is Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Prescott now. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking deep in the... Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Cooper was the intended target. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First down.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Prescott looks to throw on first. That one complete to Elliott. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
At the Ravens' 15-yard line.
There you go. Good, ain't it? They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. Here we go, 46. Y'all playing 26.
Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Patrick Owasor showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Check your hot read.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
50 seconds to mine. 47.
Prescott from the gun. Steps away to his left. And it'll be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 26-yard
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Brings up 2nd and 8. At the 23-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson forced out to his left. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 77 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the 3rd.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
On second down, Elliott. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Here's Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 42 yards.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that's Elliott. Complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard. And just like that, it's third down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Forbath will put this one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Ingram. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Being chased out left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A throw he probably shouldn't have made, rolling left and then throwing back across the field.
And when you do that and you're rolling towards the sideline, you've cut down your field in a big way significantly, and the guys who play in the 2nd and the 3rd level, those linebackers and DBs, they know that, and they know they don't have nearly as much space to cover, and they're hoping you try and throw it back towards the middle.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. 29 yards. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off Byron Jones. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, it hasn't been a banner game here in the 2nd half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up.
This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th.
Prescott on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Was sacked by Justin Ellis.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Here's Prescott. Buying time to his left. And this is caught. It's Cooper. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Forbath will put this one through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3. But now it's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Jackson dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting this sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Steps away to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really...
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter, and don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Now a big play here as the Ravens are going to go for the 2-point conversion. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll run it.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
From the 30 on second down, Prescott. It's caught, Cooper. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
The one who brought him down. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They go to Elliott again. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Switch. Hey, kill. 26.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Let's put that team on the ground.
They'll try the right side with Elliott.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Here's Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
He goes underneath to Ingram. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Back to throw. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Was the target there.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it, and let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter, but a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the 4th quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right, that reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points, defense held them, and lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little
From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Yellow. 54. Mike, 54. I got one. Check.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, 57 color.
They'll run it with Williams. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Williams. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Kevin Byard deep for Tennessee. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it's going to be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Tannehill. Got a man. It's Brown. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
54, right there, 54.
Tannehill on 3rd down. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That throw is not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brings up second and 1 at the Chiefs' 34-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Big stop, P. Big stop. Let's go.
A second down run with Lewis. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of the
Oh, dang. So the whole time, oh yeah, okay. The whole time I was playing and talking shit, it was off. I was trying to decide if I was gonna play the homie and Madden, man. Just cause, you know, I'm just looking at my little thing. Fuck it though. We're gonna see if we can push the 5 up further. That's what I'm saying though. Honestly, the 5-game win streak that I got with the teams that I done used is probably low key cold. I'll be right back.